Welcome. Next stop, the Fashion Bunker. Please sit back, relax and enjoy your journey.
Hello? Peace. Welcome everybody to the live stream in the Fashion Bunker on the road. I am traveling for the premiere of Art Lovers Unite in Berlin, Germany. So yay! So we have a little, you best believe. Join me for a Q&A session, a little red carpet moment this coming Thursday, as Patsy Stone would say, 7:30 p.m. at the Babylon Cinema in the center of town. Get your tickets at www.artloversunite.com. Yes, there's only a few tickets left. I mean, it's insane. You can actually see when you go to the Art Lovers Unite website, you click on screenings, and you click on the Babylon premiere, and it shows you the whole room with all the seats. You can choose which seat you want. Like, they're almost all gone. So it is amazing. I'm so happy that the movie's receiving so much love, that so many people are traveling from all over the world to come to see it. This is insane. Coincidentally, Vivienne Westwood's memorial / second funeral will be held on that same day. This was a coincidence. We did not plan this out. I just found out a couple of days ago that actually on the 16th of February in London will be Vivienne's memorial / second funeral for all of her co-workers and the public, because her first original funeral, which was in January, was only for family and very, very close friends in another city. I've received also confirmation that a few of her colleagues / co-workers will fly over to Berlin to see the movie and spend time with us rather than be there for the memorial. I mean, there's a little bit of a friction going on there within the company now. Could you imagine what's happening now? There's a complete disruption. Anarchy, darling. Anarchy in the UK. Well, I guess she wouldn't want it any other way because the lady was a punk after all. So we will celebrate Dame Vivienne. We're going to go out with a bang, in other words. There's also stuff that's going to happen that are surprise, that is not on the poster, unannounced surprises. So anyway, you guys, I want to say hi to Franz Man, Running, Yoga Mom, Jesus, KDF, T-Pal, AKB, Victor, Gloria Recinos, Debbie, Ellen. How's it going, everybody? Oh, Ellen says, you look good, Dacob. Thank you. Luis Protasio, Katie Brown, Star Medicine. I also want to say Brittany Heavenly 7. Hello, Kev. Hello. I said that already. Yes, but no. I saw you before. Yes, but no is also there. BB, how's it going, sweetie darling? Sweetie darling. Hi, everybody. Well, welcome. Yeah, thumb up the live. Say, hey, Sylvia, Blue Bannisters. Almost fell asleep watching. Well. Anyway, Sylvia, Galliano vibes. Love the look. Thank you. I'm wearing Vivienne Westwood. Of course, to celebrate the lady. So her the actual this is the squiggle shirt, also called the pirate shirt. So Galliano always imitated her style. So this is why you think this looks like Galliano. It's because Galliano's designs look like Vivienne Westwood, you see. And we have a Vivienne Westwood World's End beret. And yeah, you know, we're celebrating the lady. What you sipping there? Asks Gloria. I am drinking, hashtag not sponsored, Pepsi with a little bit of Sprite, like a little mix. Pepsi Max, and, you know. As Britney Spears would be asked when they ask her, like, do you remember in the past, did you drink Pepsi? Like, do you like Pepsi? She's like, what kind of Pepsi? Like, what do you mean, what kind of Pepsi? Pepsi is Pepsi. Can't wait to see your film. Running Yoga Mom, thank you so much. More screenings are coming up now that the movie is a success, and we can prove that it's a success because every screening we do sells out. Well, for the premiere, of course. I mean, So cinemas are contacting us. We're also contacting cinemas. We are negotiating future screenings. So pretty soon, we might be in a city near you or in your town. So get ready. I will be announcing it on my channel as more dates unfold. Yes. Now, I know we're not Madonna going on our 40-year tour. So it's not like every day I'm going to... But in our little world, we also are having tiny successes like sold out venues. And also we won an award, you guys. The Melbourne Documentary Film Festival, where we premiered the movie. We just found this out a couple of days ago. I don't know why it took them so long. Yes, we have won as Best Photography in a Documentary Film in 2022. I mean, cheers, sweetie darling. Super exciting stuff. I mean, it does feel good. It does really feel good to just, have some sort of recognition, like for your hard labor, your hard work. We put so much love into this project, and it's good. It's good to see it alive. When you put your baby into the world, it assumes a life of its own, and it starts growing, and you can't really control it. At a certain point, it's like a snowball effect, it just starts slow. It's really hard to get it rolling, but then once it starts rolling, it just goes and goes and goes and goes and goes, and it assumes a life of its own, and it's amazing. Hi, Oli, how's it going? Hey, Zara Justina, how's it going, my love? So yes, queens, yes. The pre-show was amazing, if I dare say so myself. We had 2 hours. By the way, the pre-show, for all of you who might consider, her thinking like, wait, what is it if I become a member of Super Dacob's YouTube channel, or if I become a patron, what perks do I get? Well, before every live stream, we do a 2-hour pre-show live stream exclusive to tier 2 members and patrons. Then once a month we do it for both tier 1 and tier 2. But tier 2 gets access to all of the pre-shows. There's approximately 4 of them a month, sometimes 5, depending on how many weeks a month has. And yes, there are those months where there are 5 Saturdays. Look it up. But and then you get access to a whole other world of topics. And now, the segments that then get posted later on my main channel are now filmed in the pre-show. Some of them are filmed offline, but you get access to the live chats during the filming of those videos as well. And you get to hear all those and see all those and watch all those topics before they hit the public YouTube channel. And so we had a jolly old time. I mean, it was a lot of convos happening. Shade has been thrown. Things have been learned and unlearned in the pre-show. So consider becoming a member today and never miss a beat. Now, today's topic in the main live stream, which is right here, right now, is dedicated to Hermes. I have my little Champ d'Ancre bracelet. I'm wearing that. And on my journey, I have taken here with me on my trip this little beauty here with my passport and with my iPad. So this one traveled with me around my neck. I carry it literally like a horse would. It is Hermes after all, honey. I have my little Milo lambskin Aline bag in black gold hardware. Love these little flowers. So I did the unboxing of this bag. I did the review of it. Did I post the review video of it? I don't remember anymore. But I did film a review. I don't know if I posted it, but this is a beauty. Oh my God, the smell. So anyway, this little gorgeous beauty took me 2 years. You know how it is with Hermes. This is one of the things we're going to learn in this live stream. Patience is key, or so they say, when it comes to Hermes shopping. Keep that in mind, because we're going to get back to that patience topic relatively soon. So since I'm not technically at home right now, I don't have all my archives with me. So I don't have my Kelly bracelet. I don't have my crop with me. I don't have my frisbee. All my Hermes giblets and gidgets, my tarot cards. I travel light, not really, but you know what I mean? Like, I took a couple of things with me, but I didn't know that this topic was going to happen while I'm on the go. So I don't have a lot of eye candy right now, except for my bracelet and my Aline bag. Interesting to note how much shade I received from certain people for this particular bag. And, it's kind of disheartening to me, and I just want to start on this note before we get into the specifics of the topics of this live stream, which is a former Hermes employee spilling the tea on how it is to score the quota bags and what they really have in the back. You know what I mean? So before we get to all that good stuff and all the analysis and the conversations that we're going to have together, I just wanted to shed a little light on certain aspects of the luxury world, and especially the luxury community, which can be quite toxic. Like any community can, and probably most communities are. There's always toxicity in some way, shape, or form. Now, just to be very clear, I just want to say one thing. I am a very... Oh, Sylvia said, gasped, thinking that this was your hotel room. Then I realized it was a green screen. It's a green screen, darling. A very good lit green screen. Yeah, no, this is not my hotel room. It's a bit much. I wouldn't want to have all of these like glass vitrines, doll. It's a little bit too museum. You know what I mean? It's kind of more of a walk through, let's have tea together moment. But I wouldn't say, I would not have chosen this as my hotel room, just saying. But as a little moment of get together, drinking tea together, it's the tea room. Get it? It's good for that. Makes my eyes pop. Oh, yes, because my eyes are green. So it's a green screen. So basically my eyes become transparent. Oh my God, that's scary. Because I have green eyes and I'm using a green screen. So whatever's behind me, you see it through my eyes. It's kind of creepy. Anyway, I'm sure somebody's going to say that I'm a clone AI, like with Britney. Like, is Dacob actually alive? Like, he's not really there. Is like, it's a clone. It's an AI instead of Dacob. So I just wanted to say the toxicity, right? So I understand that there are people who want to unbox. Like, there are people out there who do these. My $50,000 haul at Louis Vuitton, or my $100,000 haul from Hermes. 1,000 bags surrounding them, and kind of money is mentioned and thrown around. And I understand that in some cultures, and I do understand that for some people, that's what luxury means. And if that makes them happy, and if they can afford it, that's great. And I'm not throwing shade at the people who make those type of videos. I'm going to throw shade at the consumers of the content that then fall into this way of thinking that that's luxury. And anything else is not luxury. You see, that's where you're very, very wrong. Because for the people that have been throwing shade at this gorgeous little bag, saying, oh my God, that's the only thing you could afford? An entry-level leather good? So, like, I spent 2 years trying to get a black lambskin Aline bag. They're so hard to get. They're just so hard to get. Not because Hermes is playing games with it, it's just because they make them out of tissue paper, like a fabric, like a cottony material. And they do make them out of leather, but when they do, it's like random how they distribute them. They don't really, it's not like there's a lot of requests for this bag. Don't get me wrong. It's just that they randomly, seldomly make it in this color and this leather. So I always wanted one. I think it's such super practical and beautiful bag. I personally always wanted it. It has nothing to do with, oh, this is the only thing you can afford. And yet the shade being thrown is, oh, is that all you could afford? That's so gross. Like, you should not be allowed to make luxury content. So I just want to kind of say something here. This has nothing to do with affordability. This has to do with love. And to me, luxury is all about things that make you feel good. And just as a premise to this entire conversation, for me, the ultimate luxury is time. No money in the world can buy you time. Honey, when your time is up, it's up. So you can see how money does not, and a lot of it, does not equal luxury. It never did. Money does not equal luxury. Coco Chanel, and again, I always quote her because the woman was a genius, but she also always said, luxury is not the opposite of poverty. Luxury is the opposite of vulgarity. For me, people that get brainwashed into believing that luxury is all about money, well, they end up looking like vulgar creatures because you just end up spending and spending and spending, and you don't have any connection to style, proportions, enjoying what you have. I mean, yes, the people that do those huge hauls of $100,000 per, 50,000 pieces bought in one go, and they do it on a weekly basis almost. It's like, well, hold on a minute. Like, you don't really get a chance to enjoy any of that. I mean, you get a rush from making a video and unboxing it and showing it off to your people who watch you. Yeah, you could feel good about yourself doing that, but that lasts only the time that it took you to film the video, and maybe you get some endorphin kicks by getting a lot of people to comment on your video and a lot of people to watch your video. But then ultimately, those products that you just purchased, you're just going to put them in your closet because you're going to have to go and buy new stuff tomorrow. And so you never end up really enjoying what you already have because you fall into that vicious circle of only enjoying the hunt for the next thing you're going to purchase. And that becomes your pleasure. But enjoying the piece once you own it is not your pleasure anymore because you don't have the time for it. Because time is the ultimate luxury, but you don't have the time. So you see what I mean? You don't own luxury because you don't have time to enjoy these beautiful pieces that you purchased. So that's not luxury. It would be luxury if you actually had the time to enjoy the pieces. But in order to have time to enjoy the pieces, you can't keep buying 20, 30 pieces every week because you won't enjoy them, because you won't have the time. And time is the most biggest luxury in this world. You see what I mean? Very scientific about that. Just saying. We need info. Oh, Franzman says, we need info, not your bags, honey. Were you throwing shade at me, or are you kind of throwing shade at the people who... Because I lifted my bag and I didn't talk about the Hermes drama? Is that what you're saying, Franzman? Like, is that you're like, is that what you were saying, honey, dear? Shug? Is that what you were saying? Hey, Vel. Hey, Queen. How's it going, Vel? So, Franz man, what are you all about, Miss Thing? Yes, this channel is not about unboxing. Good. Now we're talking. It's about you and what you share. Yes. Time is the ultimate luxury. That's exactly the point. I caught Dacob live again. I'm living for the red lippy on you. Thank you so much, Hot Mama. How's it going, Hot Mama? Hi, Nettie. Hey, Tanya Billings. Oh my God, I miss so many people. Hey, Smurfette. Hey, Barbara. Mary Lacey. Hi from Italy. Buonasera. Buonasera, Mary. Or buongiorno, buona mattina. Angela, love you, Dacob. Love you too, sweetie. Victoria Chen, time is the ultimate luxury. Let me tell ya. Hey, Fox 10 Mulder 13. Robin Miller. Hi. High five, Heliotrope. Just Joe. Love the beret. Thank you so much, you guys. Yeah, I'm tribute to Vivienne Westwood because the premiere is coming close. That's why I'm wearing it. Now, yeah, thumb up the live stream. Thanks, Tracy Bullock. You thumb up the live stream, y'alls. What lipstick are you wearing? Oh, Vel, I am wearing my favorite red shade since a while now. It's Chanel. Emblématique 147. And Emblématique was offered in that limited edition 5. Instead of the double C, there's a 5 there. So it's like the number 5 collection. And the bullet is amazing. Oh my God. It is just to die for. So from time to time I use it. I always travel with this one because, in fact, I had it in Australia as well, if you remember. So we got like, what, almost like 300 people watching and 76 thumbs up. Come on, you guys. We can go at least to 100 for now. I'm sure you can do it. I know you know how to do it. You can use that fingerlet. Push that little lock button. Oh, Val, she is vibrant, child. She is a vibration. So anyway, I just want to say there's that concept that we have to bear in mind, at least when you're watching my channel. It is about also spending time together, and time is a luxury. So enjoying these conversations together is also a luxury. But then I get this shade, people throwing shade at me saying, you know, you can't do that. Oh, somebody threw shade at me the other day saying, oh, but you know what? You only have fake Chanel bags, girl. Don't you even try. Don't even try. I remember back in the day, at the beginning of my YouTube channel, 2014, 2015, when I was more focused. Well, I did Chanel unboxings back then as well. In fact, I think one of my first Chanel videos on that channel was my Grand Shopping Tote extra large unboxing. But anyway, so I had a lot of Jeremy Scott for Adidas pieces, sneakers, clothes. In fact, I also, you know, there was also part of my job back then, not to say too much. But anyway, people were back then also saying, sneaker community, like, oh, you have like, Yeezys, I was, fake 6'6". I'm like, girl, if you only knew, I actually work for all of these people. So, but anyway, then when I dropped the news that Jeremy was leaving Adidas, everybody threw shade at me. They're like, what do you know? You have no clue what you're talking about. I just said, I warned you all. I said, buy your Jeremy Scott for Adidas stuff now, because next year it's over. You're not going to find it anywhere. People threw shade at me. 1 year later, some people dared come back at me to say, why didn't you warn us? You collect all this stuff. Why didn't you let us know? I was like, I let you know. I let you know. Because it turned out all true. Jeremy was leaving Adidas for Moschino. And then they threw shade at me for not warning them. And I said, but I warned you. You didn't believe me. Then when Chanel was discontinuing their Eau de Toilette Les Exclusives, I warned everybody. The people that believed me thanked me later. The ones that didn't believe me, again, threw shade at me. Then when the Eau de Toilettes were discontinued, they come back to me like being like, oh my God, you were right. Why didn't I listen to, I'm like, so I'm just saying, also when it comes to Chanel bags, I've been collecting Chanel for so many years. Bit by bit, I have exactly specific goals I wanted to meet. I wanted to get certain products, certain bags in my collection, and I did. Thankfully, managed to do all that before these tremendous price increases. By the way, another bag I took with me on the go, and it's my bag of the day. My bag of the day. Look at this little beauty. Look who I took with me. I took my small, timeless classic, double flap, black caviar, gold hardware beauty from 2015, made in France. This little beauty is just the love of my life. It's the only double flap timeless classic that I purchased. I do have, minis. I do have my reissues in all sizes, shapes, and forms. But when it comes to the timeless classic, it's the small for me because I do love the length of the chain as well. So this little beauty came with me. I've also noticed that a lot of people, since I've been around on YouTube for so many years, a lot of people join in now. A new generation of collectors tune in and they don't watch my older videos, and they're not really, they don't even know what my collection is all about, the pieces that I have. So I thought to myself, maybe I can start doing this like every live stream, like one bag of the day or two bags of the day, just to reintroduce some of these beauties that are in my collection, that if you haven't seen the unboxing of this bag, you probably won't know that I have it, but I do have it. And I'm not a reseller. So obviously the pieces that I unboxed years ago, I still have them. I might not have them anymore, only if they had a flaw and if I returned them, but 90% of the bags that I got are still with me, right? I think I only ever returned 4 Chanel bags in like 10 years. Oh, and then somebody shamed me. Somebody said I'm not a real luxury YouTuber because my bags are not worth, like my entire collection is not worth more than $500 or $5,000. I was like, okay. I mean, again, I don't put the value in the money in these cases, but they are wrong with their calculation. So here we have a beautiful example, a beautiful specimen, a beautiful, beautiful Chanel double flap, timeless classic, small. And I like to wear it crossbody, very close up, because it's a very short chain. The small has the shortest chain. So for a guy to wear a crossbody, kind of sits really high up here, almost like a fanny bag would. So it's really, really beautiful. And I can protect it that way. I love the fact that it's smaller because it doesn't bump into things. It's also really good. Yeah, just Joe. Somebody said you're not a real luxury YouTuber. So anyway, Tipa says that dig deserved a huge laugh emoji talking about the worth of your collection. I mean, whatever, girl. It is what it is. But this little beauty traveled with me. And I got to say, very robust. This is when Chanel's leather was still amazing. You can also notice how their timeless classic pieces have a wider grain caviar than their seasonal caviar pieces. Also slightly flatter. Very fascinating. And it is a more mattified, absorbed look. See, there's that color. It is gorgeous, but it is quite different to their caviar from seasonal pieces. Now it's all changed anyway. They're modern leathers that are just a travesty. But anyway, so you can check out my unboxing of this bag on my channel. You can also check out my review of this bag. Also the wear and tear video I made several videos on this bag throughout my YouTube career and all the years that I've been on YouTube. So this is just kind of bringing some awareness and love to this little beauty. Yes, of all of the double flaps, timeless classic double flaps, of all of the sizes that they've done in the double flaps, the small is my favorite. Hands down, favorite. I would always repurchase the small. Oh, you can also check out my video about the scandal of the cross stitch down here and down here. That was an interesting one we made about a year ago, or even longer than a year ago. I think it was about 14 months ago. Hey, Nicole Pancakes, how's it going, my love? So that was an interesting topic about these little cross stitches here on their current versions of the small. Nettie says people do get far too silly with their competitiveness over luxury brands. They kind of do. Now, so like I said, took me 2 years to get the color and the leather I wanted. Patience is the key word here when it comes to Hermes in particular. And couldn't be more happy because this is the one I wanted. And this is the one I got, also with a slightly shorter strap. So I can wear it as a necklace as well around my neck and then have all my documents in here. And yet for some people, it's not enough. And I really don't understand, because to me, it has all to do with, well, this is what I want. I don't care if you want it or if you don't want it. I'm sharing with you my passion and my love for this particular bag, which I wanted. So this bag has not been purchased so that I can show off within the community that I can afford an Hermes bag. This bag has not been purchased because it's merely an Hermes bag. This bag has been purchased because I have smelt it, felt it, touched it. There's no other lambskin like it. Like, you want good leather, you go to Hermes. Bottom line. Especially all of their horse gear, their leathers are more robust. They have just they're treated differently. They're treated in a way to give you perfection in quality of leather, but also durability. Also durability. This lambskin has already been through a lot with me. And I'm like, how the hell is this thing so perfect still? Like, because, once I put it around my neck and then I have a jacket on and then I have a backpack on, the jacket rubs against it, or I put a cardigan on top. So the cardigan, the edges of the cardigan, the button of the cardigan presses in. Like, so much happens to this little bag. And it's like, and the bag is just like, oh yeah, I'm good. I'm good, girl. Good. I'm used to being in the stables, because it's a horse bag. So amazing. I no words. Chanel could never. You kind of just look at Chanel lambskin and you go like, scratch. Anyway, and it's lined in leather too. Can you believe? Inside lambskin and outside lambskin. That's something Chanel will not do, you see, even with the really expensive bags, like, for example, the Timeless Classic. Well, when you open it, inside is not the same caviar as outside. Or if you buy the lambskin version, inside is not going to be lambskin. It's going to be a lower grade. The interior leather lining is going to be in a lower grade, quite delicate too. It's like a treated calfskin, like a more porous looking calfskin, grainier. And they're not going to put the same quality leather inside like they do outside. It's a thing Chanel does. It makes the leather a little bit more delicate. And I don't know why they do it, actually, because I'm not saying I want to have caviar leather on the interior, but they could, you know what I mean? Already back then when their bags were better quality, still the interior leather has always been a little bit too delicate. Frolicking in the stables with Virginie, says Kev, right? There's nothing like getting a bag you love and using the bag. That's what it's all about. Smurfette, I totally agree with you. Totally agree with you. Laura Kojima, you do you, Dacob. Thank you. Virtual Flowers is exactly like fashion and makeup, etc. It's about you and not about them. So many people don't get that. It's not about them. Thank you. It's not about them. That's it, Virtual Flower. It's about you. And the only reason why I share all this stuff with you guys, because I found nerds like me that are interested in the same stuff. Because like I say in all my videos, it's not like I have in my real day-to-day life friends and family who are interested in this stuff. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. And I don't get to talk to anybody about this, about the things that I love. I get to talk with you guys but it took me years to build up a community where we actually found the similar interests and started talking with each other. It doesn't just happen like that, So I am very grateful for my community here. And also, I do not take it for granted. And this is why I also try to deliver really, really interesting topics. And I try to do my research and I try to share this stuff with you because then, when a lot of heads come together, we're more clever because we get to figure stuff out together easier than when we're alone trying to figure stuff out together. So speaking of that, there's this one lady, she's on TikTok. Let me just prepare my little booklet because we're going to get to it. And so she is called Joanna. Or Jonna. I think it's Joanna. Joanna World on TikTok. Let me cue her in. So I'm going to post a link to Joanna's TikTok account down below. Be sure to follow her. She's really lovely. What I learned working at Hermes in London is what she talks about. And now everything I say in this video, of course, is alleged. Everything is just my opinion, not rooted in truths or facts. Everything's alleged. Having said that, I want to kind of talk with you guys about, Joanna and what she says that she has experienced while she was working at Hermes in London. Harrods. Now, she separated her. So I gather that she does not work for Hermes anymore. She says that she is a French speaker, like a mother tongue is French, and that facilitated her getting hired at Hermes. But she speaks perfect English with kind of an American accent. She does say a couple of words in a sort of a French accent as well, but most of it is quite fluent, really good American English, kind of not British, not a British accent. So basically, this is the Hermes sales associate that exposes the journey. And then we're going to also talk about yet another price increase. But so in the part one on Joanna's TikTok, and I wrote down a couple of points here that I want to touch base on with you guys. She starts by saying that in 2015, so now as we're filming this live stream, it's 2023. So 8 years ago. So she says that in 2015, 8 years ago, she got a degree in fashion business and luxury brand management. So when she got a degree in fashion business and luxury brand management, she also worked in publishing. She said that she wanted to have a change from publishing. She wanted to go and work in the retail business, and she applied to work for Hermes at the Hermes boutique in Harrods, London. And now the concession, okay, so she says, and I don't understand quite how that worked out for her, but she said that she got the job through an agent in London, and then she arrived to Hermes. But she says that it's not so easy, this concession within Harrods, to get a job there. Basically, she says it's not enough that Hermes wants to hire you, but quite on top of that, you also need to pass the Harrods test. So Harrods has its own standard. So Harrods has to accept you, and then Hermes can hire you. That's what she said. And she said it was not an easy selection process. She said that she was kind of lucky because she speaks French. And so when she arrived to her... I want to call it a casting because at this point, everybody's an actor. When she arrived to her job interview, the store manager, apparently French, and she also speaks French. She says she speaks fluent mother tongue is French, she says. So the store manager liked her immediately because French love French. And then she said something, and now you're going to know why. I wore it for Vivian, but there's another reason why I'm wearing this red lipstick. Because she said that two ladies that were there that day to do their first job interview with Harrods, I think at this point it was still with Harrods, they got sent home because the two ladies were wearing red lipstick. So I'm like, okay, let's put on red lipstick and see how you guys react the first half an hour or 40 minutes or 50 minutes of the live stream. And I've received positive reactions, more or less. Some people are like, what the heck? But yeah. Oh, hey, Janet Gabriel. How's it going, my love? I haven't seen you in a while. Oh, I'm so glad you're back. Hey, Janet. David Marr, loving the flashes of the armpit of your Vivienne Westwood sweater. Oh, thanks. Yeah, there you go. So this is recycled cotton shirts from Vivienne Westwood, patchworked into the jersey, cotton jersey printed part. Welcome back, Janet. Anne says, hey, Daco. Hi, Anne. Sylvia says, that's crazy. Yeah. So Joanna says that two ladies were sent home because they had red lipstick. And, I get shade again back, to this topic of how difficult it is to be on YouTube because you got to, box your way through troll comments and hate comments. But people do come for me. The more I play with gender and the more I play with colors and shapes and forms, and the more people are confused, meaning like, wait, are you a boy? Are you a girl? On my perfume channel, by the way, go subscribe to Essentially Dacob, my perfume YouTube channel, where we talk about the poetry of perfume and we review perfumes and we do like really fun lists, like top 10 perfumes to go on a date with, to go to sleep with, to go to work with, because, it's getting harder and harder to wear perfumes at work because everybody wants to tone it down more and more. They want to strip us of our identities is what they want. And so they don't want to let you wear a perfume either because that's showing too much personality. They don't want you to show personality at work. They want you to be invisible, to do what you're told and to keep it zipped. So we're here to fight that, right? We're here to find ways to be expressive, to be who we are without allowing the man to stick it to us. We're going to stick it to the man instead. Now, so I get thrown shade and I get asked questions about, so on my perfume channel, you have these like weird, another toxic environment, the perfume community. You have these like weird guys who are just so concerned about being masculine, acting up like mask for mask, the alpha males, the wannabe alpha males. And then they think they're clicking on a review of one of their hyper male panty dropper perfumes. And then they kind of see me in makeup with long hair. And then they throw comments like they call me a thing, what is this thing? And they really think that they kind of get to me. No, they don't. Yeah, actually, you're exactly where I want you to be. Confused. Your little tiny peanut of a brain starting to function. I tickle the pickle up there, not down there. Well, you wish down there, but I tickle your pickle and then your peanut starts jiggling. And believe it or not, these Neanderthalers, something gets triggered inside of them and they do go on a path of evolution. Some of them hit a wall, some of them go on the evolution, but I like to provoke that way because I want people to think. It's a thought process and also freedom of expression. Total freedom of expression. So yes, oh my gosh, we got over 300 people watching, 131 likes, you guys. Thumb up the live stream. Let's let YouTube know that we're doing the right thing here. So, but people also ask weird questions sometimes, gender questions. I mean, I've received quite a few questions concerning J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter. Well, the new Harry Potter video game is out. And I've had people asking me, like, what do I think about this video game? And considering that J.K. Rowling is like, allegedly transphobe and homophobe and all that stuff. So we can get to that later if you want. But anyway, I digress. I'm just saying I like to play with colors, with shapes, with forms. And as long as we can, as long as our bodies permit us, and as long as our health permits us to enjoy life this way, go for it. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. Enjoy the hair. Enjoy the makeup. Enjoy the perfumes. Enjoy the clothes. You're wearing them for yourself, not for others at the end of the day. So now, sorry, I digress. You know me, I can blabber on for hours. But anyway, so yeah. They sent home 2 ladies. So it's again, you see a guy wearing red lipstick. Oh my God. But no, it's like even 2 girls wearing red lipstick. They got sent home. Harrods did not want them to work there because they had red lipstick on. Like, let that sink in for a second. Joanna then says also to bear in mind, people at Hermes, that are basically every sales associate gets a position. They are in charge of a specific category. So there can be many different categories, right? There's 16 métiers at Hermes, as she does mention later on, and she does list a few of them. Amongst those 16 métiers, just like with Chanel, le métier d'art, Hermes has métiers, that's watchmaking. Fine jewelry is a second one. Petit H, the petite H, or the petit H, is my favorite, actually, subgenre of Hermes, by the way. It is the little tiny whimsical pieces that they make out of leftover leather, leftover silk, leftover wood from their ateliers. And so in order to be more sustainable, to not throw that away, all of these leftover materials are brought together and then they make little objects out of them. They can even be bags. Sometimes it's bag charms. Sometimes it's brooches. Sometimes it's like really whimsical pieces. It can be also furniture. It can be mirrors. A lot of really funny objects, even like sport objects, games. And they always rotate, right? And once a product is sold out, it's gone for good. And then they make something new. It's always whimsical, always fun. It doesn't take itself too seriously. And I think Petit H is the most interesting of those whimsical pieces that Hermès has to offer. So that's one of the métiers. Then we have arts de la table, which is like table art, which is like connected to homeware. We got ready to wear métier. We got silks, leather goods, and then we got riding, the horse gear. So this is just 9 of the 16 that they apparently have. I think it's even more than 16 at this point. But so what she says is, and this is what part 1. Oh, the scanning thing is... Oh, by the way, you guys, I forgot. Yeah, we have this new evolution. YouTube is evolving. If you wish to tip your host, you can now with a brand new function, and that is a scanner. You can scan. There you go. Scan to tip Dacob if you want to, of course. There it is. I can't... Well, it's right there. Look at it. QR code, baby. QR code. You scan it and it pops up. Now, if you send a super chat, of course... YouTube takes 55% at least, but with this thing you go directly to PayPal and YouTube doesn't take a penny. Thank you guys so much. Now, so the people in charge of specific categories train many years for their specific category. This is going to come in handy and important for us to know later on, because as Joanna spills the tea on how to score quota bags. Now, let's be very clear about this. When we talk about quota bags at Hermès, we do specifically mean the big 3 bags, which is the Kelly, the Birkin, and the Constance, or the Constance. So the Constance, Kelly, and Birkin are the 3 quota bags. Who knows? The more popular Hermès becomes, other bags might join the ranks of quota bags as well, because it all depends about supply and demand, right? If people start going bananas for the Evelyn might just also become a quota bag. You never know. But for now, when Joanna talks about quota bags, she is talking about the Kelly, Birkin, and Constance. And she ends her part 1 by saying, once you start working at Hermès, you might be... Some people train for many, many, many years for their particular category. One sales associate is specialized for their silks. One person is specialized for their riding gear. One person is specialized for their porcelain, ceramic, homeware. And so you spend so many years specializing yourself, and then you have kind of this, the typical 90%, let's say, more or less of the time, people that come into the Hermès boutique, they don't want to buy any of that. They want their Birkin, Kelly or Constance. And so it's almost kind of like offensive to them to be disrespected in a way, and we're going to get also to Joanna's point about respecting the sales associates. She has something very interesting to say about that as well. Oh, there you go. Thank you, Cece.
Cece donated $20.
Thank you.
Great topic.
Let me pop your virtual cherry, because now we're not in the bunker. I don't have the actual cherries to pop, but we have a digital cherry. Digital cherry popped in CC's honor. Hit it. Yes, Queen. Thank you so much. Thank you. Very generous. Now we get to this point where Joanna's going to talk about respecting your sales associate. And she has something very interesting to say about how to consider, how to treat your sales associate. And she says, and we all hear the sad sob stories. All the sales associates go through it. Clients coming in. Interesting how she implies, she doesn't say it, very elegant, the lady. She implies that, they might be lying. You know what I mean? She doesn't say it. She stays classy all the way, but I'm going to say it. She's like, there's sad sob stories about, it's my wedding, it's my anniversary, it's my birthday, it's my wife's birthday. My wife is dying. It's her last dying wish to have a Birkin or a Kelly. Now, while some of these stories might be true, a lot of the times people are like desperate for these bags, and they kind of amp the story to make it more dramatic and sad. And in fact, she does use the word sob. She does say sob stories. Sob story to get a bag. She says, try to avoid that. And then the thing that we all kind of suspected, but we never received a confirmation. She confirms it for us and she says, and you guys, so she's been shadowing, but that doesn't mean ghosting. It's a term you use. She was shadowing the merchandiser, so she was kind of helping out the merchandiser. That was kind of one of her roles, I guess, at Hermes. And while she was working, she was in the stockroom often, right? And she said, you guys, and you know, I even made a t-shirt. You can get it in my merch store that says, I know you have one in the back. Because we know they always have a quota bag in the back, in the stockroom. They just never want to admit. Well, Joanna spilled the tea. And she said, yes, indeed. We have the quota bags. We have bags every single day of the week. You can bet your bottom dollar there's always going to be quota bags in the back every day of the week. And then she ends by saying, but do we want to sell it to everybody? No, we don't. And that's that. Joanna spilled the hot tea. Every single day of the week, they have bags in the stockroom, is what she says in her part 1. Now, in part 2, she says, how do we politely ask about bags? And there she lists the métiers. Amongst the 16, she lists the 9 that I just mentioned to you before. She says it's really important to build a relationship with a sales associate to know which métiers they are specialized in. And this is something that I really do not hear mentioned almost ever by any luxury YouTuber. And I think we should pay more attention to this, quite frankly, you guys. And by that, I mean, if you're going into Hermes and you want to build a relationship with the brand in general so that you can work towards getting, if your dream is to get a quota bag, then so be it. It's not my dream. I'm liking more and more the experience of just enjoying my time there and getting really good quality stuff that doesn't break. Like at this point, it's kind of sad. My standard is really low. At this, I mean, it's high because I want quality, but I mean, my standard is really low at this point with luxury goods because my standard at this point is I just want something that is not going to break after like 10 minutes of using it. Like that's literally how low I've sunk my standards. Like at this point, I'm like, I just want to buy something that is not going to fall apart. My criteria for luxury goods from these brands at this point is buying something that I can use and wear with love and not worry about it falling apart after just a couple of times using it. Like that's literally where we've sunk to the bottom. Yeah, guys, we literally, that's wrong. That's like hitting rock bottom in luxury. So for me, Hermes delivers the rock bottom because everything I've bought from them has been so beautifully made. And I use it and it doesn't break ever, really. And I never had to bring anything back to get it adjusted or fixed. So I am just very grateful for that. Really, they're just fair. They deliver for the money I pay them. They actually deliver something that is durable. Now, I'm not saying all luxury should be durable. There's fragile luxury as well. But Hermes is famous for their horse riding gear, for their travel goods. I mean, they are a sports company, a luxury sports company. So you would think they're specialized in making durable pieces that you wear to be comfortable in and that you wear and you can use and wash and enjoy it without it falling apart immediately. You know what I mean? Now, if I could also go to a luxury brand if I'm into that sort of, if I want a Fabergé egg, they're fragile. I'm not going to throw them around like a ball, obviously. So I'm aware that there's also fragile luxury. But when I'm talking about wearing clothes, I want something that can last me. And they deliver on that front. So I'm really grateful for that. On top of that, their prices aren't the worst when it comes to ready to wear. You know what I mean? Their prices are way more affordable than Chanel's or Louis even. But that's neither here nor there. You know, the point is this. Joanna is saying you have to kind of figure out what your sales associate is specialized in. She does say there has to be chemistry between you. You have to meet a sales associate that you're comfortable with, and they have to be comfortable with you. But don't forget, to ask them and show curiosity towards them. Ask them, oh, which section are you specialized in? You know, like she said before, they can be specialized in different métiers. One sales associate can be specialized in selling silk. Another one can be specialized in homeware, and so on and so forth. So to show interest in a person, but also to try to figure out if they're specialized in a section of the brand that you're also interested in. You're going to say, now, yeah, I just want them to be specialized in leather goods so I can get a Birkin for them. Not necessarily, because they might have a perfect character that suits your character. And it's nice to learn something new. It's also nice to spend some time with them and let them also teach you about what they know. Show an instinctive curiosity for what they do. It's kind of a no-brainer, really. I know a lot of people are entitled and they're like, it's my money, it's my time, I don't care for that. I just want what I want to pay and I want to leave. Ain't nobody got time for that. Well, honey, let's go back to what I was saying at the beginning of the video. What is the biggest luxury in life? Time. So, you want to get luxury from Hermes, you got to also give a little luxury, you know? Yes, you pay for it, but time. Invest the time. That's luxurious. To actually be able to stay there with the sales associate and say, because honestly, you guys, like Hermes is the only boutique, the only brand where I have not experienced pushy sales associates. They spend time with you, you know, even when it's full. It's not like they're like, okay, I got to hurry now because I got other people waiting. No, it's like they have an extra education. They're briefed extra to be patient with you. So I think the most important thing is for you to be patient with them as well. And Joanna also formulates it in her own words. And Joanna also says something very interesting in her part too. She says, well, people have been asking me, what you buy at Hermes, does it matter in terms of accumulating your purchase history? Does what you buy at Hermes contribute to whether or not they will offer you a quota bag in some countries? And she says, yes. Actually, yes, that is true. She says the preferred categories. Here she spills more interesting tea. Joanna says that the preferred categories to buy from are, number one, let's see if the chat guesses. Number one preferred category that Hermes allegedly wants you to buy from. Coco Kitty, you guessed it. Jewelry. Fine jewelry. Yeah, best believe, you guys. Yep, there you go. Everybody's guessing. Yeah, jewelry, fine jewelry, plates, watches, ready to wear, home. Frisbees. Yeah, I cracked the code, Sylvia. It's the frisbees. No, it's jewelry. Second place, ready to wear. Third place, homeware. So you have jewelry, clothing, homeware. That's kind of a way to show the brand loyalty. Sweet Thing says equestrian is probably their dream customer. For sure. I agree with you on that, but you got to go to a specialized Hermes boutique because not all Hermes boutiques sell the equestrian collection. So that's kind of also, it makes it even more difficult because you got to, well, Janet, the crops fall under the equestrian, which means, yes, the crops are definitely, they love when you buy crops. Of course, yes, definitely. But we're talking about a regular client that wants a quota bag. Joanna is telling us, well, I don't expect you to buy crops, but jewelry, ready to wear, homeware. Stick to that, build a reputation. She also says, and this is very interesting, you guys. Another thing that luxury YouTubers mostly don't mention ever Oh yeah, Kev. Equestrian department has some really practical items. The most beautiful items are from the equestrian and petite age. But and this is something that a lot of luxury tubers don't mention, and that is that, and Joanna says it in her TikTok video, that different locations, meaning different Hermes boutiques, will have different targets. Oh, she also says, if you're not into homeware, think about buying a gift. For example, baby clothes, or if there's a birth and you want to buy a present for somebody, or if there's a wedding, stuff like that. But different locations will have different quotas. Example, interesting how Joanna here, Mel, purse on fleek. Hey girl. I don't know if Joanna was throwing shade at Mel or what, but interesting because Joanna lists on her TikTok an example of different locations have different targets, meaning different Hermes boutiques are going to have different targets and quotas. By quotas, not quota bags, but like the amount of money that they have to reach in terms of earnings and how many products they sell, their turnover, how many SKUs they can order, and so on and so forth. Her two examples, the first example being Australia, the Gold Coast, and the second example being Abu Dhabi. She says those are small boutiques, and they will not care about your individual spending. So you also have to really know what boutique you're buying in. Because if you go to one of these smaller boutiques, Joanna says, they receive smaller amount of goods. Their quotas in terms of the revenue is not as high. They don't have to reach the amount of sales like bigger boutiques have to reach. So since they're playing with smaller numbers, and since they're receiving a smaller allocation of products because they have smaller numbers, well, those type of boutiques are going to stick to a very small amount of regular return customers. And they're going to stick to the ones that buy from all the ranges, from the brand, from head to toe. And to those people, they will offer the quota bags as a thank you. They don't need to have many customers. They have their small amount of customers that they're going to dedicate their time to because it's quicker for them, it's easier for them. So they don't even need to try with you if you're a new customer and you want to kind of, battle your way through, which is something that Purse on Fleek kind of tried to do when she was shopping at Hermes back in the day, and then it all led to the dramatic climax, which was Hermes Made Me Cry video. And we've all done our reaction videos to that. Hi, Suzy Q. Welcome, sweetie. Julia Soto says, love their ponchos. Oh my God, their horse riding ponchos. I adore them. The reversible ones with those little leather tassels. They're gorgeous. Hey, Ice Storm. Oh, thank you. Ryan says, never buy a crop as a Valentine's gift unless you want him to use it on you. You best believe. And yes, I'm also wearing red because it's the last live stream before the St. Valentine's Day massacre. So you see, nothing happens without reason in the fashion bunker. So now you know why I wear the lipstick, you know why I wear the red, and you know why I wear Vivienne Westwood. And of course, we got an Hermes bracelet here, purchased, 7 years ago already. So, anyway, love it. So she says, small boutiques will not care about your profile, about your individual spending profile, because they already have their small client base they know very well. So they get a small allocation of Kellys, of Birkins, and Constances, and that small allocation will always be allocated to their return customers that purchase from all of the métiers. So now you see, you also got to play it clever, because if you're going to start building a relationship with an Hermes boutique in particular, you got to choose one that's either very big, so that you have a chance of also maybe arriving at a time where 1 month has been relatively slow, but they got to meet their quotas, and they're missing quite a bit of sales to reach that quota that month, you might get more lucky and you might get offered a certain bag easier than if you go to a smaller boutique where they don't have any issue reaching their quotas because they are a tiny boutique. So their quotas are much lower. So this is something you have to also consider. Now, in her third part, oh, this is a series, let me tell you. Joanna says she tackles the topic of a question that she often receives, and that question is it a marketing gimmick? This, what we all used to say, we speculate about it and we say, the Kellys, the Birkins, the Constances, they're not really rare. They're always available. And in fact, Joanna tells us this in her first part. She says, there's always quota bags in the back, honey, boo boo cha. And she says, yes, this is a marketing gimmick. Hermes plays with this marketing strategy of scarcity. So she says, but also supply and demand is a part of this game, maintaining the aura of exclusivity through scarcity. The scarcity of the trifecta, the Kelly, the Birkin, and the Constance. Now, what Joanna says here, a very interesting point, she says, instead of rationing by price, and we're going to dissect this together, you guys. Let me read this. Instead of rationing by price, Hermes rations by Q. So, not more expensive, but more rare. Now, technically, I kind of agree and I don't agree with this because it is also more expensive. I mean, Hermes bags are more expensive. But I think what Joanna wanted to say here is, she wanted to say, well, a Kelly is not going to be more expensive than a seasonal bag in the same size with the same leather, even though the seasonal bag might be less desirable. And by seasonal bag, I don't mean a seasonal Kelly. I mean like some oddly shaped bag that they made for that season that is readily available to buy in the boutique. Some of their bags are on the sales floor and you can pick them up and buy them. They don't just have their wall at Hermes with the Kellys, the Birkins, the Evelyns, the Picotins, the Lindys that you can't buy. They're just there like as eye candy. No, Hermes also has a couple of bags, depending on the boutiques, that are standing. Like, for example, this one in the boutique I entered, this one was hanging on the display, and I said, oh, is this just display or can I buy it? They're like, no, you can buy this one. And of course I was shocked because I never expected them to sell a black Aline in lambskin. So, but what I'm saying is some of their seasonal bags that are readily available as a walk-in client. Oh, Coco Kitty. Thank you so much, my love. Thank you.
Coco Kitty CC donated $6. Thank you for giving us the tea. ESP, for those of us not on TikTok, we would not have heard about this story.
Thank you so much, my love. Yeah, I know. I'm aware of this, that a lot of you are not on TikTok. And to be honest with you guys, I go to TikTok just to look for this information so that I can share it with you on YouTube because, quite frankly, TikTok is a mess. I mean, it's really hard to find fashion information and luxury information because most of the time, I don't know for what reason, the algorithm of my TikTok is so messed up. Like, all I get is conspiracy theories and it's driving me nuts. Like, it's scary shit and I don't want to hear it because, the one saying that Britney is like not alive anymore and like, where is she? And people like do weird and then other people like doing other theories about, the Illuminati, world domination, and they are coming. And then when you're like, who are they? It's just really, really heavy. TikTok is just like, my anxiety goes through the roof when I watch TikTok. It's not good for me. So I'm glad that I could help you guys out. You don't have to go to TikTok. I'm gonna do it for you. Taking one for the team. Pop in a cherry for CC. Thank you for Coco Kitty. CC, thank you so much for the tip. And hi, Lily Gal 1. How's it going, my love? So Joanne says, instead of rationing by price, Hermes rations by Q. And as I was saying, their bags are expensive, but it's not like a Kelly costs more than some big leather seasonal bag that maybe not so many people want. No, they're going to make the Kelly cost just the same as another leather. They stand behind their prices, is what I'm saying. They don't care if you're not going to want to buy their seasonal special bag that is not a Kelly, not a Birkin, not a Constance. If it has that same amount of leather, they put the same amount of love and effort in their seasonal bags as they do into their classics, is basically the gist of the story. What does this mean? This means that when Joanne says, instead of rationing by price, meaning, like, for example, Chanel is rationing by price. Chanel is playing the other game. So again, one of the reasons why I took this bag is also to explain to you, look, the Timeless Classic is rationed by price. Why am I saying? Because it's now around $9,000. The small is around $9,000 or $8,000. I mean, it's insane. It's around it's around about $8,000 for the small Timeless Classic. Okay, but then if you buy the mini, it's like $4,000. It's like half the price. These cost more because they're more in demand. That's the reason why Chanel puts up the price of their Timeless Classics, because the demand is higher. Hermes doesn't do that. Hermes doesn't make the Kelly cost more because it's more in demand than a seasonal bag that doesn't have a name. All their bags have a name, but you know what I mean, a bag whose name I don't know. And so, but they say, instead of rationing by price, they ration by queue. And this means scarcity. So what they're doing is they're saying, well, we're going to make the Kelly, we're going to make the Timeless Classic cost the same amount a seasonal bag in this size would cost. You know, Chanel doesn't do that. The seasonal bag in the same size is going to cost you half the price. Hermes doesn't do that. They're going to make it cost the same. The Kelly's going to cost the same as some seasonal bag, but it's not going to be readily available. And you're going to need to play that waiting game. And again, patience. We're going to get to that. Joanne says, talking about, is it a marketing gimmick? The scarcity element. She says, we always want what we cannot have. And so Hermes has perfected that game. And she does say, yes, they do play that game. Devotees of the brand get offered more special bags. The brand wants to hook you. They don't want resellers. So you can't just enter a boutique and not have a purchase history whatsoever with them and not show any interest in the sales associate, not show any interest in what they do, and just like kind of go for the jugular and say, I want a bag. The vibe is just not going to be right. You know, they want you to come back. They don't want you to just enter once, buy that one thing, and never come back again. They want you to show appreciation for what they do. And so they say, well, okay, you seem like a person who authentically likes what we do, who authentically respects what we do. So, well, thank you. You know, we can offer you to purchase a special bag, but you can't, you know, don't expect to just out of the blue come into a store and say, I want a Birkin. And they're like, yeah, sure. What size do you want? Technically, they could do it because Joanna told us already that they always have them in the back. They might not have all the sizes, but they have the bags. So it's about who they want to sell to and who not. They don't want resellers. They don't want to give you the main gold piece immediately. The question you should be asking yourself, says Joanna, what does the luxury good represent to you? Does it mean, oh, you have arrived? Are you trying to buy the Birkin or the Kelly or the Constance just because you can then brag about it? Most people probably want to buy the bag just for that reason. and this is unfortunately a little bit the sad state of affairs in many Asian countries. And I know this is like, oh, what are you talking about? How dare you? You're not Asian, so I'm not going into the racial issue of the topic. I'm going into the economic, cultural issue of the topic. And my Asian viewers in the chats confirm or correct me if I'm wrong, but in many Asian countries, South Korea and Japan, for example, China as well, more and more, it's like, it's a status symbol. Okay, the Birkin and the Kelly, within a family that earns so much and so much money, you have to have that bag. If you don't have that bag, you will not be allowed in certain circles. You will not be allowed to communicate with certain people. You will not be able to make certain friends. It's almost like a key that opens a door. Okay? Now, in Europe, for the most part, that's not the case. In America, depends. There's both versions, because you also have really old money in America as well. Mostly Europeans that moved to America with old money. They don't really care. They already have their Birkins and Kellys handed down to them from their grandmothers. You know what I mean? They don't need to buy a new one. And the small is $8,200. Oh, Susie Q is saying about the Timeless Classic, $8,200. The mini holds virtually the same amount of items as the small classic flap. Okay, back on topic. Hermes, right? So Ella says, not just bags, cars as well. Some luxury cars are looked at as to show offish, right? But this is an interesting point because also Joanna says, mind you, this exclusivity and this kind of the marketing gimmick of scarcity is not something that just Hermes does. A lot of luxury brands do it in the car industry as well. Lamborghini does it, Ferrari does it. In the watch business, Patek Philippe, Rolex, they're going to play these games as well. They're going to make you go jump through hoops to get to the whatever. I don't know. I hate watches, so I don't really care. But what is it? Oyster? The Oyster Rolex? Which one is the whatever? You want a special type of Rolex watch? They're not just going to give it to you. They have it in the bag, but you know what I mean. You got to work your butt off to get it. And so ask yourself, what does it mean to you, luxury? If you're going to go to Hermes and you're just going to try to get that product because you want to be able to show off to your community that you've made it, well, then they're going to play more games with you. And in fact, this is why it's much harder to score quota bags in Asia than it is elsewhere. Of course, exception is always made for Rue Faubourg Saint-Honoré in Paris, one of the head flagship stores of Hermès, where you can online try to make an appointment. It's like a lottery system, and you apply online for this lottery system in the evening, the next day, by the next morning or by afternoon, you're going to find out if you got allocated a slot to get allocated for a leather good purchase with a sales associate. If you do win the lottery ticket, because thousands of people apply every day, but they only have a certain amount of slots available every day because they only have a certain amount of sales associates and only a certain amount of hours that they're open a day. So if you do win the lottery, then the next day you got to be there. So their systems apparently also see if you are applying from abroad. Usually that means the lottery is going to kick you out automatically. So that's where VPN comes in handy. Hide your location, make it seem to the lottery system as if you are in France, in Paris, even better, because you get then allegedly better chances at winning the lottery ticket to go to Rue Faubourg Saint-Honoré to shop with a leather goods sales associate. And once you get there and you have your appointment, they will offer you some form of bag, depending how much they like you or not, what they think about you, because that's the only place where you can get offered a quota bag without having any purchase history. Also, that's the only place you can get offered a quota bag, even though you've already reached your quota bag limit for that year. Let's say in the US, you've reached the amount of Birkins that they can sell you in 1 year, that you're allowed to purchase in 1 year. Even if you've reached your limit in the US, you could still score an extra one in Paris if you win the lottery there, right? To shop there. So exceptions always apply for Faubourg Saint-Honoré. And of course, exceptions also always apply for the rich and famous, especially for the famous. All of a sudden, every bag appears if you're famous at Hermès. And we've just seen it with DJ Khaled the other day, again, another TikTok post. He was at Hermes and they were showing him crocodile Birkins in all colors. And he's like, I'm going to get both for my wife. Yeah, like they offer him several Birkins in exotics, you know what I mean? And of course they can do that if they want to, because the bags are always available. You see, Joanna was telling us that. But even if you are not famous and you apply for that lottery system and the lottery extracts your name and says you get an appointment tomorrow to shop with us, and you go to shop with them, you can still get lucky and score a bag there. But that's Rufa Bourg Saint-Honoré. You got to be in Paris for that. Or you got to be able to travel to Paris within a couple of hours after they tell you, okay, like tomorrow, your appointment is at 10 a.m. What are you going to do? You don't have time to fly there. You got to be there. Otherwise, you miss your appointment. And whether or not missing your appointment is something that stays on your record for the next time, this I do not know. Joanna does not touch base on that, by the way. So she says, you got to ask yourself, for what reason are you buying these bags? Because if the sales associate sees that you're really interested in the brand and you love the heritage of the brand and you live the brand, your chances at scoring the quota bag will be higher than if they just have the feeling, if the sales associate have the impression that you're just there to score a bag to show off to the rest of the world that you can. It's a bit vulgar. So that's why the games are played. Now, in part 4, she says in part 3, or does she say that later on? Like, don't try to game the game. You know what I mean? But we'll get to that as well. So in part 4, she says, the relationship with the sales associate is very important. And this is something I mentioned prior, and we're going to get to it now in detail. Joanna explains it really beautifully. And again, a lot of luxury YouTubers do not touch base on this, but I do believe it is important. And Joanna says, well, don't treat your sales associate as your servant, but rather treat your sales associate as your partner in business. Because this relationship, in order for it to work, it has to be beneficial for both of you. Not just for you. Boo-boo. Not just for you. And again, they are, you're like, yeah, but I have the money. I give them the money. They should be so lucky. Yeah, but they're investing their time. You see, and we said this at the beginning of the video, time is the biggest luxury. They are offering you luxury with their time. Be respectful, but also treat them like a business partner. Joanna also says she was shocked seeing how terribly some sales associates were treated, how some customers are just so terrible. And then she said, but then she's seen those customers treating sales associates much better outside of work. Like when they meet them on the street, they're like so nice to them, but then in the store, they're like, they become these heathens. Don't do that. Don't do it. Treat your sales associate as a business partner, not as a servant. Very, very important. Find a sales associate you click with, that you have a similar temperament, that that you can talk to, that you click with, mesh with. And the most important thing, I have the feeling that Joanna said, and it's really, really, I think, such a genius tip that she gave us. She said, and you know what, guys? And this is what I was kind of hinting at before. So if you rewind this video, you're going to hear me talk about patience. Patience, patience, patience. Patience within the Hermes brand is not only utilized within their marketing gimmicks of scarcity and saying, well, you're going to have to wait. You got to keep buying stuff until you get offered a Birkin. No, she says in her video, in part 4, she says, patience is key. Waiting for hot ticket items will be a long, complex wait. Understanding brand values is to understand what patience means to Hermes, because Hermes is a very traditional brand. And the tradition of Hermes, and at its core, is patience. In fact, notice how when you enter an Hermes boutique, the first thing I always notice, and I've been traveling since the lockdown stopped, I've been traveling, premiering my movie all over the world, and every time I would go to a city where there's an Hermes boutique, I would go to the Hermes boutique. And I can tell you this, everywhere I went, I did not always click with the sales associate. Not every sales associate at Hermes and I had chemistry. That's okay. And you know what? That's okay. Because not all people are the same. That's okay. But no matter if I clicked or not with the sales associate at Hermes, still, each and every one of them was very patient with me. They are briefed in the art of patience. They deliver patience to you when you enter an Hermes boutique. So you got to know how to give that patience back. Everything is it's a colossus of a traditional old brand, and it moves very slowly. Everything they do moves very, very slowly. That tradition, at the core of the Hermes tradition, is patience. And by that, now Europe has a different system than America, for example. In Europe, there's also the option of booking your wish appointment. You don't really need a purchase history. You just have to book an appointment to talk to a sales associate for your wish. You cannot have two wishes active at the same time. I think it's only one a year. And they have to find a slot for you. They have to see when they have a slot available for a wish appointment. You go to the wish appointment when you get that appointment, and then you tell them what Birkin, Kelly, Constance you would like, what color, what shape, and then they place your wish to Hermes, and then they have 1 year time to fulfill that wish. If they can't fulfill it within 1 year, they delete your wish, then you got to make another wish all over again. But up to a year it can take for that bag to get made. Even if they tell you, you can order a bag with us through your wish appointment, still you need patience. Because there's a lot of demand and these bags are made at the speed in which they're made in. You need patience. Patience, patience, patience. Now, within video part 4, Joanna separates the different subcategories of the video. So one was the relationship with the essay. Second was patience. Third is the don't game the game. Now, interesting also to note, Joanna says, do not spread your spending don't spread yourself too thin. Don't shop in many boutiques. Try to limit your spending. Choose the one boutique you love and buy only in that boutique. And then when it comes to sales associates, Joanna said, you can stick to 1 or 2 tops. Don't extend it over that. 1 is best. 1 or 2 is still good. Preferably keep shopping in 1 store only and have 1 to tops 2 sales associates. And also, really important tip, Joanna said, be honest and open with your sales associate. Tell them what your goal is, what you want. And if you know how to listen to them, they will, most of the time, plan out the path for you. They will let you know what your path is in order to reach your goal, whatever your goal might be. Be honest to them. Don't try to play games and be like, I don't care, but then you do care. I don't care about working at Kelly, but like you do want to, be honest. Be honest, and the sales associates will probably let you know what the roadmap is for you to get what you want to get. Part 5 of Joanna's TikTok excursion and journey into what she learned working at Hermes in London, in Harrods. Part 5 is she also receives a lot of questions about people asking her, does your Hermes sales associate know what you buy and when? I guess here is implied, can you kind of like not tell him you bought something somewhere so You know, maybe you can score 2 quota bags after all instead of 1 because you can trick the system. Before we get to this topic, I just want to say thumb up the live stream if you haven't already, because like we have a ton of people watching, but we're not really getting those thumbs up. We're almost at 400 people watching, you guys. Come on, thumb up the live stream. Let's get some love up in here, because YouTube, as you know, prefers shorts over long format videos. So the only way that we can show the algorithm that we're enjoying this content, and the only way we can show the algorithm to also show the live stream to more viewers, is by thumbing up the live stream. And of course, by chatting. So I would be eternally grateful if you take this opportunity to thumb up the live stream while I retouch my lippy. Thank you, guys. I'm sure we can get to 300. Look at us go. Yes, queens. They're like, oh, how can the lips dry out even though you have lipstick on? They can. They still dry out. Granted, Chanel is not the most moisturizing of lipsticks. We all know that, but yes, queens, we can make it. We are at 232, 233. Yeah, we can definitely do 300 likes. Are you kidding me? One time we did, what was our record, Debs? We did 721 likes. I mean, my dream would be to reach 1,000 likes. I've never reached 1,000 thumbs up on a live stream. I don't even know if it would say like 1,000 or if it would just do 1K. Like, I've never seen that happen before, so I don't know. Hopefully one day as the channel grows, we're going to get to that. Oh, by the way, we're almost at 60,000 subscribers. Can we just like also celebrate that for a second? We are about 100 something, 152. We're 152 subscribers away from 60K. So just saying, you know what I mean? We'll go. Alrighty. Thank you guys for thumbing up. Yeah, let's get to 300. We're at 241, 242. We can do this, y'all. I believe in us. I believe that we can totally reach the goal. And touch base on Joanna's number 5 video. Hey, Johnny, how's it going? Oh, Coco Kitty, you're such a sweetheart. Thank you. Coco Kitty says your channel is way underrated. Thank you. Hey, Ginger Snap. Hey, Shyla Birch. Oh, Nicole Pancakes. Thank you, my love. Kev says, maybe we need a Birkin unboxing for that. Haha. Kev, my birthday's coming up. I know you have the connections. Tisha says, congrats. Thank you. Janet says, you need to pop something for 60K subbies. Oh, honey. You've been missing in action for a while, but there is an actual bag unboxing that has been waiting since last year. And then I got sick with, you know, the candy cane, as we like to call it, during the lockdown. And I couldn't unbox it because I was sick for 3 months. And that was supposed to be the 50,000 unboxing. But then after that, you know, it took me 3 months to get better. And then the summer arrived, and then I had the whole issue with the quality control of Chanel, and I stopped buying Chanel bags, and I was just not feeling it. And then I thought, well, when I reach 60K, I'll unbox this bag that I bought last February, a year ago. And then I didn't, no, even longer than a year ago. Yeah, I bought it longer than a year ago because last year, right now, I was sick already. I got sick literally this time last year. Ooh, that was terrible. Terrible. Thank God it's over. Knock on wood, right? But anyway, so now we're at this point where I'm like, oh, okay, you know, there's this issue with the leather, so I'm not going to unbox it because of all the bags that I would, you know, I was so fed up with Chanel. But so I still have this bag that I haven't unboxed, and I want to unbox it. So we're going to do a special unboxing for 60K. And I know people are going to come for me and they're going to be like, you said you wouldn't buy Chanel again. And they're not going to know. I'm going to tell them, like, yeah, I bought this bag way before the issues with their leather began. It's just that I was keeping the bag for a special occasion. Literally the ghost. It's the ghost of the fashion bunker. The Chanel ghost bag will be unboxed when we reach 60K. Unless something else doesn't happen in between, and then we gotta wait for 70K to unbox it. Julie says, it's a Chanel bag? I hope it didn't disintegrate by now. No, it's a Chanel bag from that last batch of good quality bags. So fingers crossed. Oh, Kevin's like, DM me. Kev, it's a present. It's a birthday present. It's a birthday present. Yeah, we'll go. Kobe Girl says, thank you. Oh, Birkin cake. Oh my gosh, Coco Kitty. I would eat that cake up. I would eat that cake up. Oh, 246 likes. Yes, come on, you guys. We can get to 300. We just need 50 more or less. Girl, let me take out a second mortgage. Oh no, I don't need an exotic Birkin. No, don't worry. You don't need to take a mortgage. Janet says, yes, let's unbox it for 60K. Can't wait. You have earned a Dacob. Thanks, Janet. Yeah, I mean, it's a very, very special bag. I think nobody has ever seen that bag before. At least here in the chat, I don't think we've ever seen this bag before. Like it's very, very, that bag is like the ultimate Chanel bag. I think literally that bag concludes my collection. Well, not really, because I still, one day I'm going to need a vintage 255 in Jersey. You know, the OG. That's the one that's missing, the Jersey one. But this one, in terms of like having a complete collection of new Chanel bag, that's the ultimate. Once you've seen that bag, you're done. Like that bag is like, I did not even know it existed. I did not know it existed. And it was like meant to be. I went to my boutique one day and I was talking to my sales associate about something completely different. And like here we are talking. I just kind of lift my head, and behind my sales associate is this bag. And I'm like, what is that? And she turns around, she's like, that? Oh yeah. Oh, it just arrived the other day. It's from the Métier d'Art collection, the Chateau de Dame Métier collection. And I'm like, I have never seen this bag, not even on the runway. And I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to leave it at that. But you will be shocked. I mean, I was shocked. I was speechless when I saw it. Speechless. Ollie, you're too curious. Curiosity killed the cat. You know that, Ollie. It's not a 19 bag. Oh, hell no. No, you know I'm not a fan of the 19 bag. No, it's not a 19 bag. So do you think some sales associates are allocated more quota bags if they have a better relationship with the store manager? Well, that depends on the store, on the target, who you are, what boutique you are, how big you are, which country you're in, and how the system works in that country. You know, because if it's a wish system like there is in Europe, then basically the customers come in and order what bag they want. So the store manager doesn't have to allocate a bag to a sales associate, because the customer will order the bag they want and they will be informed when the bag arrives. They will have 1 week time to pick it up. You receive an email saying, dear madam, dear sir, your bag that you ordered has arrived and it will be kept here for you for 1 week to pick up. If you don't come to pick it up, then what happens? I don't know, because at that point, if you don't pick up the Wish item, you might end up. I don't know if the store manager then thinks that the sales associate was like, why did you grant them a Wish if they don't even buy the bag? Then they might get upset with that sales associate, and they might then give that bag to another sales associate and say, here, you sell the bag to a client you want to sell it to because you got richer clients that spend more money or whatever. But if you're working on a system of Wish lists, customers get the bag that they wished for, right? Within the parameters of what's given. Now, of course, there's also seasonal special Birkins and Kellys that are built in a weird way. Those get offered to particular clients. I know that when you make your Wish appointment for your bag in Europe, they also ask you if you want to tick an extra box on your list. So you tell them what bag you want. Like, they have these little swaps, like these little samples of leathers and colors, and you can choose the leather you want and the color. This is not one of those like build a bag. Well, let's do pink on the sides, black in the front, red in. No. We're talking just the standard Birkin, Kelly, Constance. You can't choose, it's not that separate extra thing that they do for some clients where you can build your own bag. No, they're telling you what size, color you want, you know what I mean, and hardware you want, without doing patchwork of colors. So they ask you, do you want to tick the box of, are you open for surprises? Always tick that box. Because some people are very particular about, no, I just want the gold color, size 25, and they don't tick the box, I'm open for surprises. But if you tick the box, you're open for surprises, they might offer you some special piece, some seasonal, Birkin or Kelly, the ones that are asymmetric or stuff like that, like special, something special. They might offer that. They might call you and say, hey, something special arrived. Would you like to come and see it? So I would personally always tick that box, but to each their own. Just saying. Now let's thumb up the live stream. We're trying to get to 400 likes, or 300 at this point. I don't even know where we are now. 300 likes. Okay. So thumb up the live stream, y'all. While I talk about, does your Hermes sales associate know what you buy and when? So Joanna is telling us there is a limit how many Kelly Birkin Constances you can buy. This limit of quota bags used to be 6 months. Every 6 months, it would start from zero again. However, apparently they've expanded it to a full year, like a fiscal year. So every time at the end of the year, the clock starts ticking anew. However, no matter if you've reached your quota of bags no matter if you've reached your quota of quota bags for that year, you still have a chance at scoring that lottery appointment at Rue Faubourg Saint-Honoré in Paris, where they do not look at your purchase history from other countries. You can already have your maximum quota of bags purchased for that year, but you can still, on top of that, get again a quota bag at Rue Faubourg Saint-Honoré if you win that lottery invitation to have an appointment with a leathers sales associate. So Hermes resets every year. Exceptions made for Faubourg Saint-Honoré. And so you could buy your Birkin in America, you reach your quota of the year, you can still go to Paris at Rue Faubourg Saint-Honoré and buy another quota bag there as well. Now, interesting, Joanna said that Hermes did not used to have a connected system between countries, meaning, because the question she's been asked is, does your Hermes sales associate know what you buy and when? And she says, well, in the past, no, they didn't. If you are from the United States and you're purchasing with your United States Hermes boutique, in the past, if you would go to, let's say, Italy, Hermes Italy could not look up your purchase history in the States. Now they're starting to connect the different countries. So the more time passes and the more they're connected, apparently. So Joanna is speculating, because Joanna doesn't work for Hermes anymore, allegedly. or so she says. So she said that they were announcing this sort of connectivity program that they were going to do, that Hermes is working on making all accessible information between all boutiques worldwide. But for now, I think they only connected as a test trial, I think Paris with New York or something like that. But they're planning on working on connecting all of the countries. So, which would mean that if you do in the future, if they do connect all of the countries, that if you go to Italy and get a quota bag there, then you go back to America, your sales associate at Hermes in America will be able to see that you scored a quota bag in Italy, and they might not want to give you a quota bag in New York then in that same year. Just saying. But this is all speculation, but just something to keep in mind. It can happen at any day, at any moment in time. They could just flip the bird and be like, nah, now we know everything. Because I can tell you this, when I purchased this little beauty here and I was traveling through Europe, and I got this at an airport, Hermes boutique. So at the airport boutique, I said, well, while I was purchasing it, well, actually, I forgot to ask about my profile. I left and then I ran back in again to say, oh my God, you forgot to put this on my profile. And then they said, oh, sorry, no, the Hermes boutiques at airports are not connected to the mainland Hermes boutiques. So it's kind of like a franchise type of system. So the airport boutiques are disconnected from, even within the same country. Okay. So let's say you're at the airport in Italy buying this at the airport shop, but then Milan also has an Hermes shop. They're not going to be able to communicate between each other. They're completely disconnected. So that's also something to consider. But I've also heard that actually airport Hermes boutiques, they don't carry the quota bags anyway. Has that changed? I don't know. I've never seen, I've seen them this is also interesting. Why would they show them in the windows if they don't sell them? I know it's just for eye candy and they just say this is not for sale. This is just on display. But if they have Birkins and Kellys on display, they probably are also going to have them in the back. But I've always been told that whether or not this is true, we don't know. Maybe somebody in the chats knows. Has anybody ever scored a Birkin, Kelly, or Constance at an Hermes airport boutique? Because I've been always told that airport boutiques do not carry the quota bags. Maybe Charles de Gaulle, Paris has it because they want to be prestige. It's the Charles de Gaulle airport in Paris. I don't know. I'm just speculating here. But I've always been told, I've always heard that airport Hermes boutiques do not carry the quota bags. Hey, Jane, how's it going, my love? Fashion speculation of the most fascinating kind, darling. How's it going, my love? Yeah, queen. So, now, then Joanna actually made a part 6. A part 6 video that is very fascinating because it touches base on covetability, collectability, and which colorways of the quota bags maintain their price the most besides the black. Now, so basically what Joanna is saying is that black leather bags at Hermes always maintain their price the most, and they are most valuable in the after sales market. Okay, but then Joanna offers us a list. Joanna offers us a list and says colors that retain most value from Hermes besides the black. So number 1 is black. Second slot is Mauve Sylvestre. Mauve Sylvestre is like a pinky color. I actually have the only the Pegasus rodeo charm that I have is in Hermes Red and Mauve Sylvestre. Mauve Sylvestre is a gorgeous, cold pink. It's a really, really beautiful pink. It's a particular shade of, it almost is going into a lilac-y hue. It's a beautiful color, but that's Mauve Sylvestre is like up there, right after the black. Then, third slot is Nata, the Nata color. Fourth is gold. Now, Hermes gold is in fact a brown. It's a particular shade of brown, but that leather, that color of brown is called gold. It is a beautiful brown, by the way. It's like a very, very warm brown. It's like kind of in between red, yellow, brown, and it's a very, very warm, soothing and comforting brown color. It is one of my favorite colors at Hermes, besides the orange. Coincidentally, orange is not on this list. Interesting. I thought orange would be on this list, but no, Joanna does not put orange on this list. So we said number one is black. Of Hermes colors that retain most value in leather. Black. Then we got Mauve Sylvestre, Nata, gold, blue broom. It's a particular shade of blue. I don't know. I mean, if I were to choose, like if I were to have just one Hermes bag, like, oh, you want blue broom? No, I would probably not choose that one. Then chai. Chai is like a tea color, but it's like a kind of like a gray brown. It's a very interesting color, chai. Then we got Etain. Etain is always very famous. I mean, it's one of the most famous Hermes colorways. Cray or cray, which is like cray color. It's like a white, beigey white, a very, 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 very pale beige. It's like a sandy white. Cray, the color of cray is like a white, slightly off-white. Then, interesting, I thought the Rouge Cellier would be on that list, but no. The red that entered Joanne's list is Rouge Kazakh. The Kazakh red. And last but not least, and here another purse on fleek moment. You know how obsessed Mel is with Rose Sakura. Rose Sakura is on the list. Last on this list by Joanna is Rose Sakura as the Hermes leather colorways that maintain their price the most. And interesting to note how two pinks have made it on this list. And major pinks. I mean, Rose Sakura is a slightly warmer hue of pink than Mauve Sylvestre, but Mauve Sylvestre is just beyond beautiful. I mean, it's a gorgeous, 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 gorgeous pink. And so that would be part 6 of what Joanna learned working at Hermes in London, at Harrods. Thank you, Joanna, so much. Joanna has one more video to share with us, and that is the Hermes price increase. Now, as I'm making this video, the price increase has already happened just a few days ago. But alas, yes, we just actually had a price increase in January. Well, that price increase happened in Europe. Now, I think the 8th of February is when the price increase hit the United States of America. And we can touch base on this together briefly. I mean, it's kind of a tragic situation, really, because, I mean, if you look at it, U.S. Hermes price increase 2023. And so I'm looking here at the Purse Bop website, and they updated their prices on February 8th. Prices went up between 5 and 10%, more or less. So, for example, if you're looking to buy a mini Kelly 20 in Epsom leather, price went up 5.5%. It was already really expensive, but so in 2022, it cost $8,250. Now, with the 5.5% price increase, as of February 2023, the price is $8,700. The Mini Kelly 20 in Chèvre, in goat, went up 6.2%. So it used to cost $8,900. Now it's $9,450. Of course, plus tax. The Mini Kelly 20 Touche Veau, veal, I guess alligator or crocodile and veal, just a touch. Yeah, gator. Okay, it's gator and veal. They don't list the old price, but they list the new price. Mini Kelly 20 Touch, $13,500. The Kelly 25 Epsom Cellier went up 6.6% from $10,600 to $11,300. And the Kelly Epsom 28 Cellier went up 5.3% from $11,200 to $11,800. Kelly 25 Togo Retourne, 10% price increase. Ouch, this one went up $1,000. $9,900 went up to $10,900. Kelly 28 Togo Retourne went up 6.6% from $10,600 to $11,300. Kelly 32 Togo Retourne went up 6.2% from $11,300 to $12,000. Oh my God, these prices. I mean, y'all. Okay. Then we got the Birkin 25 Togo, went up 3%. Not that bad, if you think about it. 10,100 went up to 10,400. I mean, if you're already going to spend $10,000, you can spend $300 more. Like, that's not so headache-inducing as when they up a price $1,000 or $2,000 in one go. Birkin 30 Togo went up from 11,300 to 11,600, 2.7%. And as they're receiving new prices, they will be updating their prices because obviously Hermes does not release their prices online. These are all clients who have purchased these bags or who have heard the prices in the stores. They're kind of reporting and saying, so take it with a grain of salt, with a pinch of salt. Everything's alleged. And yeah, so Hermes US price increase, Kelly 25 Epsom Cellier. Previously 10,600, now 11,300. I mean, 8th of February, baby. The Picotin went up 5.2%. Picotin 18 from $2,875 to $3,025. The Micro Picotin went up 3.9% from $3,200 to $3,325. Mini Lindy in ostrich now costs you $14,100. That's a lot. Mini Lindy Clemence leather went up 3.9% from $6,400 to $6,650. Bolide, I love the Bolide bags. The Bolide went up a lot, 8.7% from $6,300, the Bolide 25, to $6,850. I want a Bolide, I want a Bolide 60. That would be a dream, but never going to happen. And Evelyn, the Evelyn 16, a lot of people, I want the Evelyn 40. Again, really rare because nobody buys them that big, so they make just a few of those. But Evelyn 16 is easier to score. Went up 7.8% from $1,900 to $2,050. Her bag went up in price. The 31 her bag, 5.6%. Her bag zip from $2,675 to $2,825. The her bag zip circuit 24 went up 9.2% from $3,275 to $3,575. Yeah. And then in Europe, the prices went up in January, but we've heard that already in January. We knew that was coming. And the prices, in some cases, the Birkin 25 increased a lot. In Europe, it increased 14.5%, 14.42%. It went up from 10,400 to 11,900 euro. Birkin 25 Lizard is now 15,100 euro. The Birkin Shadow 25 is now 10,100 euro. The Matte Alligator Birkin 25 is now 39,000 euro. Birkin 35 Togo Leather went up 8.83% from 9,050 to 9,850 euro. Still cheaper than Chanel bags. Can you believe? Can you believe how Chanel bags cost so much more than Hermes at this point? I mean, if you go to the Chanel website now and you check the Timeless Classic double flap Timeless Classic Maxi, Chanel doesn't even state the price anymore. They state a price upon request, because that bag is around $11,000 by now. I'm sorry, Chanel. It just ain't it, girl. It's not there. It's like you can't cost more than Hermes, but your leather is like not even close to Hermes's quality. You can't do that anymore. You can't. Madame says, not her having a bag named after her. Go away, Birkin and Kelly. It's her. Susie Q says, at least their quality doesn't go down when they have a price increase. That's a good point. Susie Q, I love the shade. D. Higginbotham, OMG, I don't care how beautiful they are or well made. Those prices are ridiculous. They're insane. But that's the luxury territory we're in at the moment. Not saying this is never going to change, you guys. This might change. But not in this lifetime. Mary Lacey Lynn says, they increased the price because they don't want to be compared to Chanel and other brands. No, actually, Mary, this is a really good question, Mary. I made a video about this a couple of months ago, I believe, and it was to do with the reasoning Hermes had for their price increases, for this particular latest price increase. And they did state that they wanted to up the salary for all their workers considerably in 2023. And that's partially why they're increasing the prices. They want to give more to their employees, which you know what? If that really happens, if all the employees get really good salary increases, then I'm all for it. But of course, if we also think of it from another perspective, Hermes made huge profits in 2020, 2021, and in 2022. So they made a lot of extra money. They could have given that money also to raise salaries for their employees. You know what I mean? But whatever, all shadiness aside, yeah. Caleb says, hi, Caleb. These should be, that's good to hear. These artisans should be paid appropriately. And I do believe that they already are, especially the ones that work in Europe. I do believe that they are, you know, I've never heard of Hermes workers going on strike. I think that they are paid better than other places are paid. But still, I do believe, you know, cost of life has risen, and I think that everything is more expensive, not just Hermes bags and Chanel bags, also food, electricity, gas. So obviously, salaries need to go up as well. Interesting. One last thing Joanna said was about the salaries that the workers, the sales associates at Hermes earn. She called it an average retail luxury job salary. And I thought that was fascinating that she said average. She didn't say good. I mean, I knew she was not going to say low, but she said it's like, you know, you're not gonna make a lot of money. She's like, it's an average luxury retail salary. So, you know, she's like, I understood. I read between the lines. She's like saying, listen, it's not like your sales associate at Hermes is earning so much money that you could just like jump all over them, and they can take anything because they're paid really well. So they're like, my salary is really great, so it's fine. I can deal with really annoying customers. I kind of reading between the lines, I think she meant, listen, like sales associates at Hermes are not paid that good that you could just think that you could do whatever you want and they're going to be fine with it. You know what I mean? But that's just me reading between the lines. Oh yes, madame. Definitely, the French did invent going on strike and manifestations. They invented the revolution. The French Revolution is the revolution. The French are awesome when it comes to that. We throw shade at the French because they're arrogant and snotty and snobby. They can be. They have the best fashion in the world. I'm sorry, they just do. But that's besides the point. They're really awesome when it comes to defending their rights as workers. The French, and I'm not even joking, you guys, I have the utmost respect for the French people, because when the government tries to come for them and tries to cut their pension funds, their retirement funds, when the government tries to say, oh, you can't retire at the age of 65 anymore, now we're going to up it to 70, the entire population goes on the streets and blocks everything. Everything. Until politicians zip and say, okay, sorry, yeah, we're not gonna. Oh, the French are amazing in that. The French are, listen, you could say what you want about them being arrogant to other people, maybe, but they value their rights and they know how easily those rights can be taken away from them. And I applaud them for being so devoted to the cause. And maybe that's why they're also so arrogant towards other people, especially Americans, because in America, people's rights are taken away like this, and people are too dumb to even notice it, And like, you gotta really wake up and you gotta fight for your rights. And the French can really, 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 yes. Thank you, Joanna, so much for helping us out here. Goodbye. Go follow Joanna on TikTok, you guys. And I'm telling you, people are fighting and struggling, and to maintain a quality of life. And I'm not even talking about, oh, let's be like billionaires, but just like to have a healthy quality of life where you don't have to have 3 jobs just to survive. And we can definitely take a page out of the French revolutionary book and learn from them, because they're amazing. When it comes to that, the French are just amazing. Sorry, I love also throwing shade at the French for a lot of other things, but not for this. They are amazing when it comes to that. Amazing. Yeah, Rachel, just the basic. You literally got 3 jobs to cover the basics: food, shelter, and healthcare. And with 3 jobs, you probably can't even cover healthcare, because in America, the healthcare system is so bad that even if you're insured health-wise, your insurance is still going to mess with you, and they're still going to find a way to not pay you when you're sick, what you need to be paid just to survive. I mean, now America is a space. And I've watched the president, Joe Biden, addressing the union the other day. I watched it. Some of the things he said was really cool, but other things I'm like, oh my God. It's like, you're really no different. You're all the same, aren't you? Republicans, Democrats. At this point, it's just all trash. Trash. You got to start with the beginning. You got to first forbid the politicians from owning stock. You got to forbid politicians from trading stock if they're actively working in government. Okay? You got to stop with politicians being allowed to accept donations for their propaganda campaigns, for their election campaigns. That has to be illegal. You got to stop with all of that. You got to stop with the lobbying. That has to become illegal. And then maybe, just maybe, then we can start working towards politicians actually working for the people and not the politicians milking the people from their last penny and dime in order to make themselves rich. Because right now, that's what's happening in America. Why do you think guns are still not prohibited? Why do you think the pharmaceutical industry reigns supreme? Because they pay the politicians. Hey, don't pass that law. Here's 10 million. We won't tell if you don't tell, but don't pass that law. Done. That's it. The only reason, and you know what? And they're so good. Both Democrats and Republicans are so good at making you, the people, fight with each other. Like idiots on Twitter, on Instagram, whatever social media cretin platform you're on, they make you fight with each other. They're making you believe that there's two sides. Honey, there's no two sides. That's just a scam. So that you're wasting your time and your energy fighting for the lost cause. Because the true fight that needs to be fought is taking the right away from these politicians to own stock, to trade stock, to accept donations for their ad campaigns, for their election campaigns, propaganda. You got to make lobbying illegal, and you got to make it illegal for pharmaceutical companies to pay politicians. And the most important thing of all, politicians should all be paid minimum wage. Minimum. All of them. You want to serve the people? You cannot serve the people if you're living above the people. It's very simple. It's a very simple equation. You cannot serve the people you are above of. You can't. So, you want to be in the Senate? You want to be in Congress? You want to be the president? Fine. Minimum wage. And no need anymore to talk about, I'm a Democrat, I'm a Republican, I'm a liberal, I'm a this, I'm a that. You don't need any of that. They're all the same. They're all the same. It's all a scam. They're using those two factions to make you believe you have a choice. How stupid can you be? How stupid can you be? You don't have a choice. You're already a slave to the system. And you're never going to break out of the system if they, listen, the biggest tricks in war make two factions fight, and you're the third one that profits while the two idiots are fighting with each other. Well, that's what they're doing to you. That was our live stream for today. I would like to thank everybody for tuning in. We always ended on a light note. Let me sing a thank you to the mods. Hit it, Bubbles.
A special thanks to the mods in the fashion bunker. Thanks to Debbie, Jesus, Audrey, Asia, Nicole, and Kev's Bubbles loves you.
Yeah, that was our thank you to the mods. Thank you to Nicole, to Kev, to Debbie, to Jizzes, to Audrey, to Aisha. Who am I missing? Is anybody else here today? Let's get to 300 likes before we say bye-bye. Yeah, thanks, Kev. Let's get to it. Get into it. 280? Oh my God, we only need 20 likes. We can do this, you guys. We can do this. We can so do this. While we're trying to reach 300 thumbs up, let me play the next song. We're going to say, because listen, I don't like to get political, but truth be told, this last moment was not even political. I'm not telling you, oh, I'm this, I'm that. I'm telling you, I'm for the people. And when it comes to survival, politics doesn't cut it. survival is beyond politics. But we're living ferret. We're living ferret. So let me play Living Ferret.
I'm living ferret, living ferret, living ferret, living ferret, living ferret, living ferret.
That was a good one. Oh my God, we're almost at 300. Okay, let me play your next song. AI Jizzes singing cha 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 cha.
Ciao, 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 ciao.
That was so beautiful, our Jizzes. Oh my God, by the way, I am so excited because Jizzes is going to be at the premiere of Art Lovers Unite. And we're going to film stuff together. We're going to meet up. We're going to spend time together. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. And of course, my girl, Romina Rose May, is coming to the premiere of Art Lovers Unite as well. We're going to hang out together. We're going to film together. Oh, Rachel, Dacob, on Mr. Smelly's live tonight, everyone was singing your praises. Oh, you have some of the best fragrance reviews ever. Oh, Rachel, thank you so much. That is really so kind of you. I never really know with the fragrance community, you know, what time it is, because I get a lot of shade thrown my way. So this is kind of nice to hear that I am appreciated. Because, you know, I mean, the only people I talk to is you and Rich Mitch. Really, I don't know any other. Yeah, like you're my people, you know, you're my people. Actually, Mr. Smelly did ask me a while ago to be on one of his live streams, but that was like right before I was like, my head was not in the right place because I was preparing Melbourne, my trip, and I had to work on promoting the movie. So I had absolutely no time. Yeah, but Mr. Smelly did ask me to be on his live one time. I do remember that, like last June, I want to say May or June 2022. Gloria's like screaming, oh, I'm gonna be watching my Instagram. Gloria, yes. So Romina Rose May is coming. You know, I mean, oh my God, we're already planning. We're gonna be vlogging, and it's gonna be a little bit scary because, you know, Romina loves to go into the shops. I'm much more shy. So it's gonna be really weird. I'm gonna be like out and about with Romina. It's gonna be awesome. Well, let's just hope the weather works in our favor because it is freezing. Of course, Jesus is coming. Oh, it's gonna be so amazing, and well, some other surprises, but yeah. I'm keep your fingers crossed that I managed to live stream with Romina. Could you imagine Romina and Dacob in one live stream together in front of the camera? I mean, the trifecta would be perfect if Jessie were there as well. But Jessie is, you know, she's in Melbourne at the moment, a little bit far away. But yeah, a dream comes true because I met Jessie in Melbourne. We filmed a lot together. It was just, we did live streams together. It was just such a dream come true. And now we're going to meet up with Romina as well. It's going to be amazing. By the way, go follow Romina Rose May on YouTube and Jessie Style on YouTube. Two amazing ladies. And they do some great stuff. Great videos. And yeah. So also, oh my God, we need 4 more likes, you guys. 296 thumbs up. Come on, we can do 4 more likes. Let's reach 300 likes and then we can play Madame Ross. Madame Ross is going to perform for us. Rachel says, yes, everyone is so impressed with how poetic and artistic your reviews are. Everyone was saying they are better than 99% of Fragcom. Wow, that's... Thank you. I really did not expect that. That is very, very kind. Thank you. I'm shocked because, yeah, that's really kind. Thank you, Rachel. Really. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know. Madame says, Dacob Bulgari unboxing incoming. Let's hope so. No, listen, Rick Owens is my jam right now. That leather, I mean... I have, you know, I got my Ricks here, but Hermes Milo lambskin is still, it's thicker, than, it's different. It's different. The Rick Owens lambskin is more like a glove. It's amazing. And I'm telling ya, and Rick Owens doesn't charge you a leg and a kidney for his bags, and they go on sale. But okay, we reached 300 likes. Oh my God, let's play Madame Ross. Madame Ross's ferret. And Madame Ross gifted me this song with her beautiful voice. And Madame Ross is also coming to the premiere of Art Lovers Unite. Hit it, Madame Ross.
Dying ferret, dying ferret, dying ferret, dying ferret, dying ferret. Or something like that. Please let me sing it in for you.
Oh my God, this makes me so happy every time I hear it. It's so cute. So this is Madame Ross. Go follow Madame Ross on Instagram. She has just cracked the jackpot there. She's way over 100,000 followers on Instagram. That lady is an unstoppable force of nature. Such a beautiful, elegant style, and also an opera singer. So also a beautiful, elegant voice to go with it. So that's that, you guys. I hope you've enjoyed this live stream. I hope you've enjoyed this conversation about Hermes. And I want to thank you. I want to say thank you to Joanna for sharing her knowledge and her experiences with us on her TikTok. Be sure to follow Joanna on TikTok. I will post a link to her TikTok account below. And I hope to see you all next week. You better tune in next week. There's going to be a lot of surprises. Because I probably won't be alone next week in the live stream. Just saying. And there might be surprise live streams popping up as well. Maybe from the premiere. But at weird hours, because we have rehearsal time as well. Yes, there's also rehearsal for the premiere. I mean, a lot is going to happen. So I'm just saying, next Thursday, stay tuned for surprises. And then next weekend, we'll go. Hey, Louie, how's it going, my love? In and out, baby. Just got out of work and you're gone. Yeah, it went fast. Need a red carpet live stream, says Kev. I hope it's not going to rain, you guys, or snow or something. If there's a blizzard, could you imagine all of us frozen on the red carpet? Fashionistas freeze at the Berlin red carpet event of Art Lovers Unite. The news coverage all over the world. Finally, those Oompa Loompas gone viral. Jane. Oh, Jane, you simply must fly in, darling, for the premiere. Oh, Jane, that would be amazing if you could. Well, I know you're really far. I know. But Jane Davenport, y'all, be sure to follow Jane Davenport on Instagram. I mean, talk about artist. She's incredible. So, Kev, who are you wearing? Nature. Yes, Frozen. Frozen on the red carpet, our word du jour. Oh, very ab fab. Remember that episode when Patsy is sitting down at their magazine conversation, like what's going to be in the next issue of their magazine? And the editor is coming and she's like, okay, what do you got for me? And then she's like, I'm saying skin is in, creams, facials. I'm seeing luxury facials. So can we get some brands in to get some free creams for us? And the other one's like, okay, get a car, Lamborghini. I want a free car. So put it into the magazine. I want a free car. Oh my God. We're all going to freeze on the red carpet. Saya, I know Saya wasn't in the chat today, but Frozen Luxury. Yeah, literally Frozen Luxury. All the sponsorships for free, yes. So anyway, I'm bummed I missed this, says RN. Oh, don't worry, I'm going to leave the live stream online so you can rewatch it again. I'm just going to add chapters after, and bit by bit, I'm going to add the chapters so you can get to kind of skip through and see just the portions that you're really interested in seeing. I do hope you're going to rewatch the whole thing, but watch whatever you can. I can't wait for the star-studded premiere. I know, Jade, it's going to be fantastic. Also, I'm working on it. Fingers crossed. Can't promise anything, but there's going to be hopefully performances as well, which we're hopefully going to film. Maybe we're going to make a little, for the future DVD release, maybe like extra features. Exciting. And like I said, on the 16th of February is the memorial for Vivienne Westwood in London. We didn't know that that was going to happen on the 16th. So coincidentally, it's happening the same day as our premiere of Art Lovers Unite. And I am thrilled that a couple of Vivienne Westwood's collaborators and workers have decided to join us in Berlin rather than to be in London. Because the Berlin Memorial, come on, that's going to be real kick-ass. You know what I mean? Oh, Leon, thank you so much, Leon.
Slav donated $6.
Thank you. Thank you so much. This is the best way to close the live stream, with a little tip in the jar. A little tip, a little tippy top, just a tip. Tip in the jar for the Dacob. Thank you so much, you guys. I love you loads. Never give up on love. And, well, see you in a couple of days. Bye. Okay, we'll go. I forget. I got bubbles. Bubbles just has to have her way. Its way. We still don't know what Bubbles is. In the words of Bunny, Graveyard Girl. Bye.